welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, and if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe down below. We are continuing on our Tula pink butterfly quilt. This is block number 12 and 13. This is the last week. We are done, and I want to show you what we are working on. This is what we're doing today. These two right here are the same exact they're the same exact block. They're just different color and different sizes, and I am going to show you what they look like in the book. I'm just so excited we're done. This is it right here. This is one of the one that we're doing, and this is the other one right here. This is the entire quilt right here, and we are doing two at a time. We're gonna make two of this, and then we're gonna make two of this right here. Let me show you what mine look like. This is the small version right here, right? And this right here is the bigger one, okay? This is what mine looks like. And I'm going to sew it, and I'm going to show you how I was able to do all these crazy curved pieces on this block. So let me show you what the fabric require for this week. This is the wheel, the first wheel that we're doing, right? I already pressed this right here in half to fit with this right here. This is gonna be the outer band for the inside wheel. And then this is the inner wheel that goes with this. I've also pressed it in half. It is right here. It looks like this, and I pressed it in half, right? And this is the smaller piece also. It's gonna look like this. This is the outer band for this. This is the outer band, right? I pressed it in half. And this is the wheel, and this is the inner band. I've also pressed it in half to kind of fit the curved piece in over here, just for time purposes, okay? So when I get to sewing, you will see my process and how I do this. Now, I try my best to sew the curved piecing really slow, so that way it will look halfway decent. All you can do is your best. That's it. If it doesn't look perfect, by the time it's quilted in a quilt, it's not, nobody's gonna know, oh, well, you know, that doesn't look quite perfect. No, unless if you're submitting your quilt in a show, then I would say put your best foot forward. But I still put my best foot forward, and this is the best I can get. So at the end of the day, this is my quilt, and I am happy with the way it came out. So that's that, okay? And I am going to put that there, and I'm going to start sewing this so y'all can see. I've already set this out like this, so I'm going to just piece these two right here, two at a time. Two here, two here, two here, and two here. We're gonna piece the middle circle or middle ring first, and then we're gonna piece this with it. So I'm going to use my pen right here to pin this two right here first. So now all four of these are pieced together. What I'm going to do is iron it or press it with the seam open for this, and then move on to the next step. With this one, I kind of have to press open, because when I put the inner wheel in, it's going to have to match with the seam right here, and I want it to be flat, so that way it will look jagged right there, like that. It has to kind of be flat with the seam, so at the end the wheel will not look a little wonky. That's kind of how I approach that. So let me press and I'll be back to show you what mine looks like. This is pressed open, if you can see. And I'm going to put the folded part right here is going to match with the seam, just like that. And I'm going to pin in the middle, just like this, right? And I'm going to bring this like that. I wanted to do a little bit of an overhead, so maybe that will help you see better. Let me know down below if this works. I'm gonna fold it like that. And then I'm going to pin. And then I'm gonna pin. And I'm gonna come to the other side and put it, come to the other side, match it up, like that, right? And then I'm going to sew. Taking the pins out, I'm sewing really slow. So it looks like a chair right now, like this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come around and snip this right here, just very tiny, so I don't cut into my stitches. Just like that, like that. I'm gonna come around, kind of flatten it a little bit. Oh, see, it's still a little bulky over there. So I'm gonna snip one more time around here, snip on the other side, and then it is flat. It's flatter now. So when I iron it, it's gonna lay better. Here is a quarter pie, like right now. This is what it's looking like, not pressed or anything. I'm still going to press it and lay it flat. All right, so let's do the next one. This one I've already pinned just to save time, and I'm just gonna sew the same way, right? I think once you sew the first curved piece, you kind of get used to it because it takes a little bit of getting used to. That's the second one right there. I'm going to snip, snip, and then lay it flat. I haven't pressed it yet. I will press it when all four of them are done. And then this is the third one. I'm going to sewing slowly, and as you sew, it straightens up. And there you go. I'm going to snip it. See, as I snip, it kind of lays itself flat. this is what they are looking like right now, right? So what I'm gonna do now is press all four. I call these the outer band. This is the shape that we had to cut out in the pattern. And I put them out, I'm gonna put them out here, like this, and match them to the seams so you can kind of see. So with this one, what you're doing is folding, see how it's kind of like, you have to use the shape to cut it out, and you're just gonna fold it in half like this. So what I did was pressed it so that way the crease will stay in, and I'm gonna match it to the seam. Just like that. So this is what we are looking like right now. Okay, that's what we're looking like. I'm gonna take one piece, so the middle band to the outer band, just like this, and then I'm gonna put the seam, this crease right here on the seam, and then I'm going to pin, just like that. And I'm gonna come around and match this middle right here, the edge rather. I'm going to match the edge to the pink edge, okay? And then I will pin. And I'm gonna come around here, match this edge with this edge, and pin. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to just match the edges and pin them. It looks a little wonky, but once you pin it in place and you're sewing, the curved piecing will look straight while you're sewing. As long as you have a pinning method, or pin them in place, it won't look so bad. And then I'm gonna come to the other side. I'm going to pin. You know, I have those cute Tula pink pins that I got from in my Sew Sampler box a year back. I don't even know where they are right now. Honestly, I can't find them. This is what we're looking like right now. All of it is pinned. I'm gonna just sew across, and I'm gonna sew all four of them exact same way and pin exact same way. So let me sew this so you can see. And I'm going all slow and steady, slow and steady. And I'm letting the fabric guide me. And I'm not going fast at all. So now I'm sewing. Now this is my second quarter circle. I'm going to start piecing it like this. And I'm gonna go super slow like this. See? Slow and steady. And I'm gonna leave this last pin in place until I am almost to the end so it doesn't slip. And then when it slips out and you take your pin out sooner, it will shift, and then at the end your circle will look a little jagged. Just a little tip to prevent that from happening. So I left my pin in place into the last minute. I'm gonna clip right here, clip every about inch or so, and that's it. And I'm gonna lay it out, and then all the seams are going to be pointing that way. That's the direction I believe in the pattern. So now I'm gonna show you what two of them are looking like, right? This is what they're looking like so far. And the dotted fabric is on the left. That's what the pattern looks like, and I'm trying to mimic as much as I can. And these are my half circle right now, done. So I'm gonna do the third one so you can see, right? And then put this like this. So super slow. Slow and slower. This big half circle, it's a lot easier than the previous one that is like smaller. I think those one was like 6 inches. This one is like 12.5. So it's a lot easier. So I took my pin out on this one and I held it in place with my finger so that it doesn't shift. Right now, this is what it looks like, right? I'm just going to press it, and I'm going to join this one to this one, this one to this one, and then we're gonna sew all 4 of them together. So let me iron it or press it, and I'll be back. I've pressed, so what I'm gonna do now is sew this piece and this piece. So here we go. Once you've done this, and then you've gotten your circle all nice and done, I think you're not measuring anything, you're just cutting out little, kind of like grade school, cutting out shapes. And the trick part of it is just getting the little lines, the curvy lines together. And I'm just gonna put all the seam going this way, and then this seam going this way. That's what I'm going to do. This pie gave me the blues. Now I'm done with this. It's looking decent. And this part are joined together already. So I'm just going to fold it, and I'm going to piece it like that, making sure that this line right here are right aligned. And then I'm going to pin it just like that. I'm going to pin it on this side, and I'm going to pin it on the other side of my seam, right? That's what I'm going to do with this. And then I'm going to pin this right at the seam, right there, like that. I'm going to pin this right here, right at the seam on it by the outer. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, right? Now, how many of you, if you are sewing along or you're planning on starting this later, because I've been reading comments saying that you're going to start later. If you think I'm doing this step by step, or there's something that I should change so it could be better understood, please do comment down below and let me know. I am doing this so I can help someone have a better grasp of this pattern. What we're gonna do now is sew this right here, right? So all this, and then we're done with this block. And this is what it's kind of going to look like. I think it looks okay. All right, here we go. Put it here. pin out. And then last part. All right. And I'm just going to trim this annoying thread off right here. So I'm going to press this and then that's it. This is what my block is looking like right now. It is done. And for this second block, you're going to sew it exact same way. I'm going to sew that second one and I will show you what it looks like. So this is the second one. We're going to sew it exact same. All are sewn together, so I just chain pieced it. And all I'm doing now is I'm going to press it, finger press it open. And like I said, the smaller pie is sewn exactly like the bigger one. I'm going to press them. So I'm going to press it. I'm pressing everything open. So I pressed it. By the way, this is like a wool ironing mat, and I just went on, I put this flannel on top. I don't really press on it. I just, this is just a small, tiny piece that I feel like I can get away with. All right. I mixed this part and I had the same colors together. So I had to rip it out a little bit and then readjust. So now that I've readjusted, I'm going to sew this piece right here that I have folded in the middle already, just like this. I'm gonna piece it just like I did with the other one, going like that in the middle of my seam right there. So middle to middle, like that. That is what I'm doing now. Okay, let's do that. I'm just going to do what I've been doing, just put the edge together. It looks a little wonky, that's okay. Just like that. If you are nervous about doing this part, all I can say is just take your time. There is no pin that is too much. If you have to pin as much as you're comfortable with, please, by all means, do pin, okay? And if you're previously not a pinner, you're going to be with this block, because it requires pinning. Not by a little bit, by enough. And I think this is fine. I'm just gonna meet it like that and pin. I am maneuvering my fabric, but I'm not pulling my fabric. I'm maneuvering it without pulling on it. I'm just literally like rubbing it together. I'm not pulling and trying to fit it. I just grab it and then just put it together and not pull. So this is what the first one is looking like right now. It looks like a piece of pie, literally. So I'm just going to clip, clip, clip right there, and just press open like that. And that's done. And then I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do the next three the exact same way. And then we're going to piece it together at the end. And then this block is done, and then we are done with the entire blocks in this book. The next step is put in the half square triangles together, and I have completed the entire HST well in advance. And some comments have said that they want to see me put it together at the end. I will do that. I will try to put the right and the left together, and you will see what it looks like. Okay, take the pen out, and then slow. All right, so this is done, and all I'm doing again is just trimming it and clipping it so it lays flat, because without doing that, it'll give you that, if you don't clip it, it'll make your block it'll look wonky. So this is what this is looking like right now. All right, so we're gonna do the next two, and then we'll sew it together. So I have pressed all 4 pieces here, and we're going to attach the outer band, which is this piece right here that we've cut out previously. So I'm going to put this, guys, like this. Hopefully I didn't mess up again where I had to visit Jack. All right, so I have previously cut this out, and I've pressed it half like that so the crease will remain in place. I'm going to place it right there on top, like right next to the seam for this one. And then I'm going to put this like this on the seam, and that like that, and then just like this. And this is what it's looking like right now, right? And then I'm going to just press I'm going to put this together like this. And then put the end just like that. And then pin it. You know the drill. Just pin as much as you're comfortable with. I mean, I'm pinning the way I think works for me. So pin as much as you're comfortable with. I'm gonna just sew them. So this is the first half pie. It lays flat anyway by itself without me even clipping it, but when you clip it, it lays flatter. So I'm just gonna clip it in a fewer place. Okay, see, it kind of lays flatter a little bit. So I'm going to sew the rest 3 exact same way, and I'm going to pin them the exact same way, and I will come back and show you what they look like. So all 4 pieces right here, all 4 pieces have been sewn together with the inner, middle, and outer band all sewn. And just like this one right here is the exact same way, right, that we're sewing them. It's just that this one is bigger. You're sewing it the exact same way. So what I'm gonna do now is put them in this design little board right here. Like that. Like that. So these are all of them together. So what I'm gonna do now is sew this piece to this piece to this piece, and then press, and then we're gonna sew all 4 of them together, just like the other one, okay? And of course, I'm going to pin, all right, and then I'm gonna just sew. So all I'm doing now is just finger pressing it open. So I press it open with my finger. So what I'm gonna do now is just press this open, and this part are joined together and this parts are joined together. So I'm just gonna flip it open, and I'm going to pin and sew, and then these entire blocks are gonna be finished. And we are going to be completely done with all the blocks in this book. And then all we're doing is putting it together, and it is completely quilted. I'm not quilting this by myself. I'm taking it to a quilter because I work too hard. If I attempt and trying to quilt it, I might mess it up. So I'm not even gonna do it. So now I pin, and I'm just gonna sew down just like that. So the blocks are all done, and this is what it looks like, right? This is the second one right here. This is the bigger piece, and this right here is the 4th one, right like that. Okay. And we are done. Let me show you what these look like on the design board. This is our first block right here. And this is our second block. This is our second one. Both of them, 1 and 2. Just like that. This is what our blocks look like this week right here. This is the little one, and this is the bigger one right here. So we are all done with the blocks. Okay, and this is our last one. So the next thing that I'm going to be doing now is putting all of it together. These are my blocks all done, and this is the block that we just completed. This is the second one that we just did, and the top one over here are the circle. These I can't even reach right there, and that's the second one right over there. Right there, I cannot reach either, but I wanted to show you what the blocks look like in real life. Like I literally have, I've completed all the blocks. If you've been following along, this is what your blocks will look like right now. And if you're still like trying to start to work on yours, I hope this will be an inspiration to actually get started. This, I don't think pictures does this blocks any justice, because looking at it right now, it's stunning. Like it looks really, really good. And this, if you remember during the video, this is the one that I had a oops on. I did fix it. I hope that seeing this and seeing how far we've come will actually get you to actually start yours, and hopefully follow my step if that helps you. If you like this, be sure to subscribe down below so you can follow me on all my other YouTube journey. And we are working on the Barn Start Sampler Quilt Along. And I have here this is the tease, These are all my fabric already laid out and ready to go. And so we'll be doing that. I'll be doing that next week. This is all nice and starched. If you like what I'm doing and this has helped you gain any kind of value, please don't forget to subscribe. And again, I will see you on my next video. Enjoy. This is shared awesomeness right there.